think it's safe to say that One Piece is one of the best fucking stories that I've ever consumed ever. But at the same time, I feel like people overlook the amount of flaws that this story has. And I think as a long time anime watcher or as a long time manga reader, I think these are some of the things that I've noticed when I was binging it. And again, I binge, well, of course you don't notice, I've binged One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto at the same time. Well, the one that goes first was Naruto, and then the second one is Bleach, and then the third one is One Piece. And I've binged the One Piece anime instead of reading the manga. And I think one of the main problems that I've encountered wasn't even the pacing. You know what's even funnier? Like it's not really the pacing. It's how Oda has this structure in regards to his story, and that structure has always been either one of the best things he's done because the payoff is incredible, especially when you have the patience for it, but also the worst thing that he's done because again, you have to be patient in order to get the payoff that you wanted. You're not even entirely sure if he's gonna give that to you. Either he's gonna do it in an SBS or in the story itself. So what I'm talking about is when he goes around and introduce a character or something, right? And it's gonna get revealed later on in the story, but it's gonna take, I don't know, 200, 300 chapters deep before you even get that. Right? I think the most difficult part for me was when I was binging Mocktown through Skypiea. And I think this is the main reason why I dislike Skypiea the first time I've seen it, is because Oda introduced a lot of things that divided my attention. Basically, it's a tug of war when Mocktown came around because there are a lot of characters here that were just very interesting, way more interesting than what's gonna happen in Skypiea or, you know, like things that the crew were doing. Like for example, when Blackbeard was introduced, and I think this introduction is one of the best introductions I've seen in a long time. And again, like I've watched One Piece kind of like really late, you know? I've watched many animes before it. Overlord, Code Geass, Steins Gate, these things, Naruto, Bleach. I've seen more things before I dabbled into One Piece. And this introduction feels so simple. These are the things that you would see in a generic isekai bullshit, you know, or in a, I don't know, like a throwaway character, right? It's such a simple scene, but it speaks so much on how important this entire sequence is, and it stuck with me for a while. It stuck with me for a long time. And again, my attention was already on Blackbeard after that entire sequence. And then right after that, Oda introduced a bunch of fucking characters that just pulled my attention way more than it should be. Like Blackbeard was already an interesting character that he introduced in this arc, but at the same time, like he gave me Whitebeard in this arc. He gave me 5 elders in this arc. He gave me the other warlords like Doflamingo and Kuma. And again, my attention is just fucked. They're way more interesting than what Cricket's been doing, or what Noland is, or what Kalgara is, you know, and what the City of Gold is. When the crew is gonna go to Skypiea, it's like I lost all motivation to keep getting invested on the things that are happening in real time. I just wanted to get to the fucking Blackbeard stuff, to the, you know, like I just wanted to get it over. Like I wanted to go in that fucking direction right away. I just want to skip Skypiea right off the bat, and I think that's really bad. When I was in Skypiea, I was skipping episodes, and I think that's fucking stupid for me, you know? I was really frustrated. I really just want to go back and see more Blackbeard, see more other characters that were introduced in there. And sadly, this entire thing about being impatient will continue as I go along, and I think it correlates a lot to the things that are happening in the current chapters of One Piece. We're seeing Imu versus Loki, and then Oda kind of stopped that train and focused on Brook and Gunko instead. I'm not saying that Gunko and Brooke's fucking thing is not important or something that I'm not interested in. I'm invested in all those things, especially Brooke getting his main character moment. But I do understand that some people just do not care in this situation because they were more invested on Emu. And this, I think, is the problem when it comes to One Piece, is that Oda introduces a lot of characters here. You gotta wait for Oda to write that other character's turn in order for you to see the context of that character. And it's a pain to fucking keep on waiting, you know? Look at Mihawk fans, they've been waiting for so long. look at Dragon fans like myself. I've been waiting for so long for these characters to have their own context in the story, and it's been how many fucking chapters? Like, I'm fucking thirsty, you know? But at the same time, you kind of get what I mean when it comes to people's impatience throughout the whole chapters right now. How, like, you know, in Brooke and Gonko's situation, I understand it perfectly, and I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and say that, oh, you know, I didn't feel it that way. Yeah, like, there are times where I'm just not invested. That's what's happening in real time. I just want this other character to do their own thing, at least right now. Like, dude, what the fuck, you know? So this is, I think, this video, I think, is just a reminder. I feel like just a reminder for myself and for the others that you're not really alone for having that mindset, because I also felt this mindset of mine, or like this impatience when Wano came around, because, you know, I was so excited for Wano when we were at Zoe, when I was you know, like fucking going in and watching Zoe, and like Zoe is fucking incredible, and then we go to Whole Cake Island because Whole Cake Island is another thing. But it's been so long how they've been hyping up fucking Wano. We're going to Wano, and it's like, oh, you know, we gotta go to this one more arc in order for us to go to Wano, and it kind of burnt me out a little bit. And when we got, like, it's also funny because after Whole Cake Island, I was just drained from all the things that happened in Whole Cake, to the point that I didn't want to consume Wano right away. I know that this arc is gonna be long, and I'm gonna wait for a long time in order for the fucking story to move forward. And I know that One Piece is a slow burn. In my opinion, it really is built for binging instead of waiting weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. It's just a different experience when you binge it, whenever you binge it. I think the amount of expectations whenever Oda takes a break, or whenever Oda doesn't produce a chapter for a long time, and like, oh, you know, we're getting that chapter, like, the expectations are high, and people expect something for their, you know, for like kind of like a reward type of thing, because they've been waiting for so long for a fucking chapter. Oda gonna deliver a fucking chapter that's 10 out of 10. I think this is just a reminder for myself that it's okay to take a break when it comes to One Piece. Go back to it whenever you feel like you're not invested on the characters that are on your screen, you know, whenever you're not invested to this other character on your screen, right? I think for me, like, if you're not interested on Brooke right now, there's something wrong with you. I'm not gonna fucking sugarcoat it. This is Brooke, bro. This is the main character, and I feel like you should at least give a shit. You should at least give a shit. I mean, I do understand Emu is more fucking interesting right now, but really? You have no care when it comes to the Straw Hats, when like these people are the main characters, you know? And us getting context to some of the biggest mystery characters is good. Like Brooke getting his own shit is good, because, you know, we don't really know much about Brooke. The only thing we know is that he's a pirate, you know, with Laboon and shit like that. But now we're getting more context on Brooke. I think people should have interest in that. But if you're not feeling it right now, if you're getting frustrated, like many people online, you know, people being fucking, oh my god, Oda's washed. If you're one of those type of person, it's not a bad thing to just stop and, you know, take a step back, drink some tea or some fucking water, you big fucking scrub. I'm sorry. You but yeah, like, you know, I guess that's it.